5 as we've been discussing, which is day 465.
Yes, it feels like day 465 of Bloodstock, which would be awesome for a lot of people, but not for me.
Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, this is the person who's basically in charge and runs the entire of Bloodstock.
I wouldn't say that, but booking the bands, yes.
Yes. So this is Vicky Hungerford, who does a lot of hard work, especially this year, for reasons which I'm sure everyone's aware of.
It's been very difficult.
I mean, the lineup effectively from what was advertised 2 years ago has changed about 95%.
Yeah, it's a bit like when it's a festival lineup, not the festival lineup,
Yeah.
and that's kind of what's happened this year, unfortunately. But people have been incredibly understanding, which we're really grateful. We don't take that for granted, because it has changed considerably since we started.
And it's been changing on a day-by-day basis with military bands as well, for obvious health and safety reasons.
Absolutely.
One of the questions I've got is, obviously we've had a couple of changes literally almost on the mornings and evenings before when pings have happened and COVID tests have come through. Have you got a lineup in reserve that bands are aware of? Or
No, this is what people think I have, this like little pot or book of bands ready to go, and I haven't. It's been a case of going round who I can potentially get last minute, because you're going to bands with sometimes 48 hours notice and saying, what are you doing Saturday? And I've managed to do that 3 times this week, thankfully. Touch wood, we haven't had that many. We've had about 4 over the weekend, which hasn't been horrendous, but it's enough to be a problem. And we've just managed to sort of fill the slots, which we're kind of living on this strange cloud at the moment of we don't know how we've got where we get, but we're doing it.
Yeah, it's been working very, very well as well.
Yes.
And from our perspective as a publication, we tend to focus on the smallers and the up-and-comings. And I've seen some bands that maybe been at the Sophie stage that may not ordinarily have been on the Sophie stage, and they have absolutely blown people away. It's been fantastic, giving them that little bit of good fortune.
Oh, it's been brilliant.
And it's worked. That's absolutely clicked, particularly the opening day as well.
Yeah.
The audience response, I think people were just waiting for this.
People are so, I mean, when we opened the festival, we had people running in, we had people kissing the ground, we had people crying, hugging strangers, because the emotions raw. You know, we've also been in a lucky situation that we've been able to elevate bands, like you've said, onto sort of Sophie that maybe wouldn't normally play that high on the Sophie, main stage that maybe wouldn't play on the main stage normally, and they've absolutely proven their worth. So it's really been good for bands as well. So this year's been, yes, it's been different, but it's been amazing in so many other ways.
The big run-up that we're waiting for is at the tail end of September. You're one of the later festivals in the festival year. Even festivals like Badger Fest, which are in October, we're still not sure. What was the feeling when you realised you could actually go ahead? Because it was close, wasn't it? It was only a couple of weeks.
It wasn't even a couple of weeks. I mean, the reality is it was about 5-6 days.
I suppose, the Monday, wasn't it?
Yeah, so if the government had locked us down and said the 19th of July wasn't happening, we're going to go to the 26th of July, let's say, we would have had to postpone by that short amount. So it wasn't until we got to the 12th of July that we were getting the good news. But the problem is you can't rest on that, because our theory is even when we open up on the 19th, what happens if by the first week of August we go backwards and things start locking down again? So it was a gamble. I understand why a lot of events have chosen to postpone or cancel.
Absolutely.
It was a gamble, and on this one it paid off, but it could have gone the other way.
Can I ask what would have happened if it had gone the other way? How bad would that have been?
It wouldn't have sent the festival under.
That's good to hear.
It's, which is great. We've put ourselves in a very good position of financial stability, let's say, which is what we've done over the years. It would have been a financial headache, however, because we would have paid a lot of bands and infrastructure and contractors and their deposits. And the problem is some of that you can't get back. So it would have been horrendous financially, but it wouldn't have seen us go under. But a lot of people ask me that, and I've been very honest to say,
it's good to hear.
We are lucky that we've been good over the years, and the festival would have, even if we didn't happen this year, we would have ridden it to 22.
And of course, you've had the support of the fans. An awful lot of people rolled the tickets over as well, didn't they?
We had 94%, which is we estimated 50%, because obviously no one had been through a pandemic, so no one had stats to work to, and we said, well, if 50% if people roll their tickets over, that's great. And it was 94%, and we were absolutely overwhelmed and were speechless with that.
And in terms of actual numbers coming in, we've also had the safety on the gates and so forth. For those who want to wear media and backstage staff as well, we've had another extra roll of tests as well, above and beyond the vaccination certificates for everyone else. Was that a bit of a nightmare to put in place? Was that just quite easy? Was there any assistance from the government for that kind of thing?
No, the government were not particularly brilliant on guidelines and left everything absolutely no guidelines at all. They gave us no time frames. They even said we didn't have to do anything. It's down to the event. So we decided to employ the double vaccination, lateral flow or positive PCR for the safety of you guys, the fans, us. It's obviously putting the event on, and it's flowed well. And we've had a lot of questions from people because they've never done it before, and they were like, okay, what do I need to do? Which app do I upload my test result on? But it's flowed a lot easier than we thought it would, so we're really pleased with that.
Moving on to nicer things next year. I mean, normally we get that little announcement, here's one of your bands. These two. 17.
Yes.
A good number were due to appear this year, which is really nice.
Yep.
Are we aware of any more of today, this year's current managers who may well be?
Yes, there may well still be more from the 19 or 20 lineup, whatever lineup we're now working on, that may reappear.
Yep.
We've got a third headliner, which I know potentially who it's going to be. We're very close with that, and that will be amazing. So we've got some real.
Is it Slayer?
No. I'm sorry to disappoint. I'm really sorry to disappoint. And a lot of people thought it was Trivium, which it's not.
I've seen an awful lot of questions on the forums.
I think having the Trivium painting in the gallery this year made people think it was Trivium. And I've been really honest and said it's not that it's, maybe in the future, just not next year. So we've got such awesome stuff to come. We've got, as we all try and do, we're upping the bar each year. So we've got bigger things for next year. And hopefully everyone's going to be very pleased with 22. We know this year's been difficult because the bands haven't been all the bands that necessarily they've hoped for, but I think it's pulled off a great event.
I mean, again, from our side of the fence, interviewing the bands, particularly again the smaller ones, they have been absolutely over the moon with it. The response from the fans has been great. The particular ones on the New Blood stage, they've been getting a bigger audience than they expected.
Yes.
With a better response than they expected.
Yep.
And something I want to make sure goes to you as well is the stage crews.
Yes.
And the techs. I've had 3 bands this year. No one's ever mentioned it before. 3 bands have been giving praise on your tech crews. So please make sure it gets back to them.
Absolutely. No, I can't even tell you. Our crews and our production have been incredible. They've worked non-stop. They have literally grafted, because the event means as much to them as it does to the fans and to us, if sometimes not more. So they put everything into it. So we cannot, and we've done a lovely this morning big group photo of everybody. So the crew, everyone that works backstage at Bloodstock, because as much as people look at us, the organisers, and say, well, you do a great job, without exactly, and we really need to give praise where praise is due. There are people that if it wasn't for them, this festival wouldn't happen. And that's a couple of hundred people.
Absolutely. I mean, even we've got a member of staff in the door over there, which you can't see on camera. This lovely lady who's basically stood there for 8 hours a day.
Yes, in the heat.
In the heat and in the rain yesterday afternoon, just stopping people coming in with such good humour.
Yes, and the staff have been brilliant. All from security. We've even been joking around with people that are cleaning the toilets. They are even enjoying it. Honestly, it's been such a good vibe this year.
Yeah, and next year it's going to be even better again.
Absolutely. I mean, I always wonder how we're going to improve each year, but we do and we will. And that's what Bloodstock's going to do.
And a lot of that's down to the fans and everybody who comes
Absolutely.
here.
It's people that really enjoy it.
It gives you the buzz back, doesn't it?
Totally. And I feel completely replenished. Like this is like food for the soul. And it's really given me back what I've missed. So I feel like coming out of this, I can refocus on what I need to refocus on and keep planning hard for next year.
Yeah, so next year's looking great already, as I said. You've got Dylan Borger who are playing their only UK show. We've got Phil Anselmo back doing the Pantera set that we were all looking forward to, so that's been delayed for that. Gwar was just like, I saw that and I'm like, yes.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yes.
You've got to have the fun Gwar in there.
That is going to be awesome, we're missing that. And it's just the whole lineup, the reaction of the crowd at the front, you can hear cheer, big cheer.
Yeah, we sort of did it where it was the smaller bands to the headliners, and the cheers were getting bigger and bigger as the announcements were going. It was great.
Lamb of God, when they were announced, a band could have just walked on stage at that point.
It was so loud, and do you know what? It's been 2013 that they last played, so they have a big production they're coming with. So it's going to be amazing.
It's going to be fantastic. So guys, early tickets are on sale now as well.
Yes, from Monday we're putting all tickets on sale, including VIP, which we've never done before. So you know,
VIP sells out like nobody's
yes,
business,
it's ridiculously quick.
yeah.
So
It's worth it, by the way, the VIP area. So jump
Very
in,
much
jump
so.
in bloody quick if you want those. Vicky, thank you so much.
And thank you.
A, for the interview, and B, for managing this.
as long
It's
as you're
been
having
phenomenal.
a good time, that's all we care about.
Every single time. Wouldn't go anywhere else.
Good,
Thank you so much.
lovely, and you.